would be able to get it. Yes, so that's cool. Okay, so let's start and let's do this. So, guys, welcome to AI in software engineering. I don't know what you're expecting to learn today. Maybe before I learn anything, I would like to hear from you guys. What do you expect to learn? Just something. When you hear AI in software engineering, what comes to your mind? And how how do you get to think about it? Basically, what comes in your mind before maybe I share anything about it? I would really like to hear from you. What comes in your mind? Uh-huh. Yeah, so integration of AI into softwares. I see applying AI software in a software engineering, gospel arenas. Okay, all right. Yeah, good. Any other suggestion you think you might be up to? Maybe something you think it involves? Um, well, that is it. So basically, that is it. Building a solutions using AI. Cool. Yeah. Applying AI tools in solving issues in tech. Cool. In tech industry. That's pretty cool. Yeah. You are not far. That is good. At least I love the aspect that you have an idea. You are not green. Automating tech stuff with AI. Cool stuff. All right. Tech stuff. All right. Let's find out more. Okay, so uh basically why AI in software engineering? Basically, like you've said, when we talk of AI in software engineering, is all about and the infusion of AI in development. Just like the way you develop systems, you can be able to develop systems using your good IDEs. Now here, we enhance your development using AI. And why do we enhance AI in your software engineering? One is because we want AI to be your collaborative partner, not a replacement. You see, that's the core idea. That is, AI is a collaborative partner, not a replacement. All right. So it's a collaborative partner in that it helps you to work on your development faster, to work on your development in a smart way, and to ensure that your development is flawless. It doesn't have bugs. You can be able to identify the bugs and fix them fast. So it comes in to help you to be a good partner that shows you, hey, here there's a bug. This is how we can fix it. Okay. It is the same thing you are doing, the same thing, the same way you would have to identify a bug in software and you have to fix it. It's the same thing AI is coming to help you do. So now it points out what you can improve. Maybe it tells you in this section, it would be better if you like use this method this way or you try this function you get. So it becomes your collaborative partner. Cool. So for for an AI developer like you can never say that AI can replace developers. No. Well, you can create AI agents that can be able to create softwares cool, but they are not replacement. They collaborate with what you can do. They do it faster. They do it maybe smarter, and they help you to work on your projects in a quite more efficient way. Cool. Maybe a project that was supposed to take a month, now you can do it in 3 days. Cool. Yes. Over the weekend, JS Daddy gave you an announcement that Lovable.ai was free over the weekend. How many you tried that opportunity to create something good? I hope you did. Hopefully, it's my hope that you did. You tried that. How many did you tries? Uh-huh. Me, Gospel Rins. Thank you, Gospel. Emmanuel, I did. Cool. Yeah. That is it. It's the same thing the same way you would develop a website, maybe using a day, take a day to create maybe a landing page and what have you. Now you can create many pages within hours and have your app online. Cool. So that is very key. So the next thing you wanna know why is because um the problem with software projects is that they are complex, time consuming, and error prone. Okay. So whenever you're taking up a software project, it's not an easy thing to do. It's not a thing you wake up and say, oh, today we are doing a software project for maybe farmers in agri-tech. And yeah, we are using this framework, and then within maybe seconds, you are done. No, it doesn't happen that way. It involves a lot of alignment. It involves a lot of collaboration. And it's time consuming because you've got to know what are the farmers' requirements. What do farmers need? What kind of technology can farmers in Kenya apply? You see, for example, a farmer in Kenya is not the same as a farmer in maybe Britain. Those two farmers are not the same. They could be farming corn, but the methods they are using are not the same. The technology available maybe for the British farmer is not the same technology you would use for the Kenyan farmer. And you would see, for example, you cannot switch because of the cultural difference. You might not be able to switch a technology that is working elsewhere to your community. Okay, so that's why you need to understand a good background understanding of your problem, and then you develop the solution, and that part of development is not very easy, as we all know by now, and it's time consuming, and you are prone to make errors. So because of that, when you use AI, it helps you to one simplify this task a bit. In a bit, it makes the work easier, and also it shortens the time span, and also it helps you to fix the bugs or the errors. Cool? Yes. All right. So the next thing is one in when it comes to to solutions, AI accelerates development. Like a village working together. So AI comes in handy for speed of automation, automating repetitive tasks, smartness, making data-driven decisions, and it's also human-centric. It builds software people love to use. And what's the Ubuntu wisdom for it? Just like a village shares wisdom, AI shares insights across all teams. We good now? Nice. So let's go to the next slide and see what we got. So, what's the AI lore in software engineering? So, one, we got automation. We use AI for automation. That is, you use AI as your robot assistants. It's good to think of AI as your robot assistants. So, for example, maybe you are typing a boilerplate code while you sip coffee, that's what vibe coding brings to you. All you need is to type a prompt, and because you know what you want, okay? So you just need to keep your coffee cup near you, and then you enjoy seeing solutions being developed for you. Okay, an AI working for you to help you with the code that you need. All right. So automation is key. Two, decision making. So AI acts as a wise elder, whereby, for example, AI is good in predicting bugs before they happen. So it helps you solve. Okay. I think I've shown you when I was using when using Anaconda online. There is also Anaconda offline, so that's why I'm specific. Anaconda online. I've shown you instances where we've had to fix a code. It always offers the AI tool embedded in the Anaconda toolkit. It helps you to fix the code. Same as if you're using Casa AI, same as if you're using Lovable, same as you're using Bolt AI. That's what AI helps you to do, and it gives you a great user experience. That is, AI offers that it acts like that empathetic friend who feels you all the way. Mm? You know, that friend who tells you, I got you. Mm? So as a developer, AI is your tool that you can always rely on to adapt to your habits, whatever you like doing. You get? Yes. And cool. Uh, the best fun analogy for that is like an Ubuntu community feast. Everyone contributes, AI plus humans. Yeah. You don't go to a feast that you have not changad. Okay. Oh, in Kenya, for those who are not in Kenya, before you organize a feast, you have to really do nice contributions. Okay. So imagine going to a wedding feast you have not contributed, and you expect a plate of rice and nyama and it doesn't work that way. You should be chased away out of that party. Yes, by the community. You are not allowed to eat in that party. All right? Yes. So this is how it works. We work, all of us, we have to unite. We have to contribute. Yes, for that nyama choma you want to eat. All right? Cool. That's it. Then we have AI. Let's now dive a bit in depth of every task AI helps you work out. Like, how does it do the automation? So here, think of it. You see, there's the way this robot cleaner is cleaning all the dust. Huh? Yeah, think of it that way. AI is like the robot that do the chores. Huh? Yeah. How many use robots to clean their floor? Um, if you use robots to clean your floor, just raise your hand, say I. Okay, I just give you some bragging light for this hour. Yeah, you deserve it. Okay, I see.
Mostly don't use. Personally, checking, I use JS Mommy to clean my floor. I have JS
Good,
30 days.
good, good. JS mommy. Okay. Oh, there's JS mommy. Mm-hmm. Nice. I get it. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Mm-hmm. Nice. All right. Cool. This is beautiful. Hey, it only happens in this class. You see, we apply AI daily. Mm? That's good. All right. So we use code generation. So tools like GitHub Copilot suggest code snippets. Okay. Just the same way you can go to ChatGPT, DeepSeek. If you want to create a certain program, you just tell it, just help me develop this code here and there. So the same way, that's how AI comes in handy with code generation. So instead of you having to generate everything, the AI can generate the code for you, and then you can maybe edit the code to customize it to your need. Maybe you wanted let's say you are working out a maths problem, okay? So you can describe the maths problem to the AI. It will generate the code for you. But maybe if you want to enhance, maybe um, also, if you want to enhance the formulas and maybe the operations and the concatenations in the program, you can just work them out. All right, cool. Yeah. So, and next time, make sure you use JS Mommy, AI Mommy to do the coding, do the cleaning. All right, cool. Testing. AI auto-generate test cases. Oh, wow. Yes. in your on your RMS, you will see how that is a very well explained, how you can be able to test using AI. And you can use testim.io. Let me see whether I can be able, I think I can be able to get that for you to show you testim.io. Just to try, okay? Is a trial. Let's do this. Let me see. Okay, cool. There I go. Testing.io. Hopefully it works. Hopefully. Yeah, there is testing. So testing.io, maybe you are right. Let me share that on the on the on the chat. It's just that testing.io. So this one is an AI. Once you log in, you'll be able to, you can test your software, any software you are working with for free. You can be able to test how good is it. If it's mobile working, is it mobile app? Is it responsive? It's a web app. Is it responsive? What's the quality? Okay. And these are some of the tools we use also even as your trainers and instructors to check on your work, to check how good is your work. All right. Yes. So that is how that works. So basically, you don't have to, we can be able to test the quality of your program, and we can say that this software is better than this, it works better than this, these are the fixes that needs to be done on this test, this app. Yeah, so it's a very good, make sure you test that. It's called testing.io. It's a very good tool. You can test it, use it to test your own apps. Very nice, eh? Yeah, it is very good, very good. Okay. And then we have DevOps, like for AI monitoring deployments. For example, Datadog. Let me show you Datadog. I hope I'm able to show you Datadog. Okay, yeah, I'm able to. Why not? Yes, I'm able to show you Datadogs. Cool. So you can just say Datadog AI here. Datadog. Crowd monitoring. Cool. Datadog. Yeah. So this is Datadog AI. What happens here, it's very good app for testing apps. It's also good for testing how secure is your app. And also it does monitor the security as you deploy. Once you deploy a product, you know, it's online. Now it's learning. Your product is learning. Like how does your product, how do you ensure that your product, you can be able to check on the security of your product? Okay. Yes. So basically, this is how it works. It's able to check from different types of hosts, and from the different types of hosts that you get, it can be able to analyze for you how good your data is hosted. It will tell you whether the host is secure, or and it will give you some good real time updates on how your app is working. Maybe you've deployed it on Vercel or Heroku or Libres, whatever site you deployed your app. It's able to guide you on how you can be able to resolve a thousand myriad of issues that comes with hosting. Oh, yes, that is called Datadog.com. Maybe I can share the URL for that on the chat. You can be able to check at it. Okay, cool. So that is that. So after that, we can also see something else. Let's so The Ubuntu wisdom about that is that you free up time for creativity, just like sharing cause strengthens the community. So instead of you having to check, oh, how is my app doing online? You have DevOps that can be able to monitor your deployments. Instead of you having to worry, oh, how will I test? Maybe you are approaching so many users to test maybe how good is your app. You can use testing to check how good is your app even before you deploy it. Okay. Yes. So your creativity, you have more time for being creative. Okay. Yes. Remember, it's you are the person who have the idea, and that idea is what we want to implement. So AI comes in as that friend who tells you, I got you. We can do this. So let's do this, and let's do it make you smile. All right. Yes, that's cool. So now how do we use AI for improved decision making? The first one was automation. Now let's see how we use data-driven wisdom. So AI is very good in giving you predictive analytics. For example, AI forecasts projects delays using tools like Jira. Okay, maybe you are like Shakin. What is Jira? What the hell is Jira? Okay, let's see what is Jira. You don't have to worry. You just have to come here and say Jira. Uh-huh. Jira. Okay, cool. So Jira. So Jira is let's first see as we see it, we will describe it so that we don't describe things that are not. All right. Yes. And I want us to really have a good uh impression of how Jira works. Jira. Let's work with Jira. So there is Jira, I believe so. Yeah, here is Jira. Um, hosted by Iteration. So what happens? Jira helps you to create a workflow of your product. Okay. Mostly, for example, let's say we come here at software development. You can see gives you good analytics of whatever projects you're working with. Cool. So to get started, you need to sign up, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And once you sign up, you can be able to check a few things. You'll be able to be able to check on productivity. For example, if you want to know whether the quality of your data is good for your project or the timeline you have set for execution works for your projects. Okay, say maybe for example, you have said, I want to work within this project for 3 weeks. Maybe week 1, I do requirement gathering. Week 2, I'll do a lot of coding. Week 3, I'll do the execution and implementation. So it can be able to help you to analyze that. Cool. You can work out that with Jira. Jira is a very good tool that when it comes to software development, you use it to enhance your software development process. Okay. Yeah. And it's an online crowd. I think Jira is free mostly, or they have a free startup, a free trial. And then maybe if you want advanced features, you can pay for them. All right. Cool. So it's a good task management tool. Yeah, so that is good. So that is Jira. Beyond that, you can also, so that one we are saying of data-driven or predictive analytics. Okay, so then we have code optimization. A good example is whereby AI identifies inefficient algorithms and also insecure algorithms. This one you do it through deep code, Okay, deep code. Um, maybe you are like, what is deep code? Let me show you how the interface looks like for deep code. Cool. Deep code. Yeah, this is DeepCode. DeepCode is hosted by Snyk. This tool is well covered in the RMS, where you'll be reading about AI integration. You read about Snyk, you read more about how to develop it, you get. So what happens is that this tool can help you to basically be able to check how secure is your code. How secure is your code? I hope I have a, let me see. Do I have an account with Link? Sync? I think I had an account. I can be able to demonstrate some of the few projects I've been able to check with DeepCode. Yeah, good. So you see, so when you sign up, make sure you sign up with your GitHub. Yes, it's best to sign up with your GitHub. Why? Because you want to check your projects, and most of your projects are hosted on GitHub. Yeah, for example, you see I've checked a few products, and as you can see, it's giving me some of the fixable issues that are there on my projects. A few projects I've passed on it. As you can see, these are projects in my GitHub, and I can be able to fix them if I want. Definitely, the AI can fix it for me, or if I don't want the AI to fix it for me, I can analyze and fix it my way. You get? Yes, definitely the fixing by AI will be costly. You have to pay for it, definitely. It's not for free. Okay. You pay a few dollars and yeah, you get the help you need. Okay. Cool. So that is how this works. Make sure you have an account with Sync. Yeah, it will help you to check on how secure are your codes and is the encryption good? What are the vulnerabilities within your code and how you can be able to fix them. Cool. Yeah, that sounds good. So that is DeepCode. And I've said in the RMS for today's lesson, that is week 4, at AI integration, you find Snyk, and more about Snyk is well explained there, and even how to code, how you can integrate your code with Snyk, all right, to make sure that your code passes through Snyk for filtering of any security hazards, yeah, within your code. Cool. Yes, you see, that's the beauty of AI for software engineering. We don't just we train you the things that you need that are very critical for you guys so that you don't deploy products that are vulnerable to attacks. We don't want you to deploy a project and then after a week, a malware has attacked your project. No, we don't want that. We want you to do those projects that are very secure by default, even as you are implementing, as your users are using the apps that you develop, they'll be very secure. Cool. Nice. That is good. I hope you enjoy that, hopefully. Okay, then let's see the wisdom behind that. I hope, yeah. It also comes in handy for risk assessment, flagging security flaws in real time. I think I've showed you using the products I've shown you before, like DeepCode, and also products like the ones I've just shown you right away, like Datadog. Yeah, you can be able to see where are the flaws and you can be able to check on them and fix them. Uh, yes, the Ubuntu wisdom, knowledge is shared, is knowledge multiplied. So you want to make sure that you multiply the knowledge and the wisdom you get to other people. You don't want to deploy things that are not working. Cool. Yeah, nice. Okay. Let's take a break and sip coffee because I need coffee, man. and my coffee is sweet. Today I'm doing latte. What type of coffee are you taking today? You can share on the chat board. I want to see. If you're taking water, just admit I'm taking water. All right? No offense. It's okay. All right? Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. All right. Cool, cool, cool. I see juice, espresso, hot water, H2O. Good. Water. It's okay. Dry run. Oh, Alex, you're doing a dry run. I think Alex is fasting. Make sure you pray for us and remember us in prayers. We have many problems, especially as Kenyans. We are facing a lot of challenges, but we are coping. Nice. Cold power, hot power. Cold power, double espresso, ballerina cappuccino. Wow. Okay, cool. Nice, nice. Alex will pray for you. Why not? Yeah, we have someone who is fasting, guys. This class is made of believers. Oh, wow. I'm telling you. Yes. So, AI for enhanced user experience. So how do you enhance your user experience? So you got the AI is the software that gets you. Okay. So one, you are able to personalize um user needs or user patterns. For example, this is how Netflix recommends shows that you love. Okay. For example, every time I open Netflix, if I want to watch movie, basically because mostly my focus is always maybe action or thrillers, it will recommend me for me any new thriller or action that is out there. Cool. Yes, that's how AI is able to enhance that. So that's why we are utilizing AI, because you want to feel, you want your user to feel like you got them. All right. Cool. And then accessibility. For example, AI voice assistants that help the visually impaired users. Yes, you want your users to be able to overcome any challenges that they have. Maybe the user cannot be able to type on the keyboard, maybe because they are inconvenienced in one way or another. Then they can be able to speak and have a conversation with AI. A good example is the Copilot. You can have a good conversation with Copilot and you can converse just like the way we can talk with someone. Copilot can talk to you and you get to solve many solutions. All right. Something else is emotion AI, or what we call sentiments. So you want apps that are just tone based on user mode. If you're happy, you want an app that responds to your mood of happiness. If you're sad, you want an app that helps you to recognize how you can be able to raise up your mood from being sad. Okay. Angry, it can be able to note, oh, you are angry. How can we improve this? What's wrong? What's not working? Let's fix this. Maybe you are surprised. Oh, what have surprised you? Maybe you are afraid. What is catching you as afraid? Maybe you are disgusted. What's making you to be, and we have a very good app you can download called Cogito. Cogito. Is that what Cogito or Cogito? Cogito or Cogito? Hmm? Um, yeah. Okay. Let's say it's Cogito. Okay, or Cogito. Or Cogito. Cogito. It's Cogito. Cogito. All right. JS Daddy, what is it Cogito, Cogito, or Cogito? JS Daddy, why? Hey, Evans.
Depends on how fast you had it been pronounced. The first time
How
I
fast?
had Cogito. So
Cogito.
I'll go with
Okay.
Cogito.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. Let's see how Cogito works in a second. In a second, we just see how Cogito works. Um, you just need to type Cogito on your browser, and definitely it will appear. Let's see. Um, So the app is available from Google Play Store. You can download it. It's for mental health. Is a mental health like partner. Okay. And I'm also happy to tell you that in our previous cohort, there we had a cohort before you guys, before you enrolled, there is a cohort that came before you that was called Safaricom X cohort, X hoot. We used to call it Safaricom S hook. Okay. So the S hook cohort, one of the students called Monica developed a good product, a mentor product, mentor friendly product app that was even funded by Safaricom. Yes, if you watched that graduation, you would have noted her. Okay, so it's good you develop such apps that can be able to relate with people's needs. Okay, so let's see how Cogito works. Okay, yeah, let's watch the trailer for Cogito. Cogito. Okay, there we go.
Hello, and welcome to Cogito. Cogito is a self-help app that has been developed for people with mental health problems, but is also meant for people who feel well and want to maintain their mental stability. The app was developed by psychologists at the University Medical Center Hamburg, who have been involved for years in the development of treatments for mental health problems. The app can be used in combination with other treatments or as standalone self-help treatment. The app is also suitable for bridging the wait time for therapy or follow-up care after therapy is completed. This video explains the functions and structure of the app. The app can be downloaded free of charge from the iOS App Store or the Google Play Store. After it is downloaded, the language setting opens after the start screen. Here you can select your preferred language. You can choose from over 10 languages. After this, decide which program packages you want to activate. The basic package is called Mood and Self-Esteem. You can also activate exercises related to other topics, such as psychosis or gambling problems. Even if you do not suffer from any of these mental health problems, we suggest you activate all of the program packages because the exercises can be helpful for anyone. Now, choose the times of day you would like to receive daily reminders of the app exercises. You can select 1 or 2 times per day. The app instructions then open and show you how the app works and its different features. Here is an important note. 2 scientific studies have proven the effectiveness of the app on self-esteem and well-being. After the instructions, you will get to the start page. There you will see a daily quote, the number of exercises you have already completed, an umbrella symbol depicting your long-term protection through the app, and, very importantly, your current daily exercise. You can read and do this exercise right now. After the countdown timer at the end of the exercise has run out, mark the exercise as read. You can also edit the exercise using the pencil icon, mark it as a favorite using the star, or deactivate it using the button on the right if you do not like the exercise. After you click on read, the exercise is added to your completed exercises. As you do more exercises, you earn higher level medals. You will find an overview of the medals you have earned under the dashboard item on the bottom right. If you complete many exercises, you can earn a bronze, silver, or gold medal in 1 week. If you want to do more than 2 exercises in 1 day, you will find a random selection of additional exercises under New Exercises. In the library, the exercises are sorted by category. There you can also see which exercises you have already done. These have blue check marks on the right-hand side. Your edited and self-created exercises are saved in the category My Exercises. Under Favorites, you will find the exercises that you have marked with a star. If you want to create a completely new exercise, click on the orange button Add Your Exercise. Here you can add your own photo in addition to the exercise text. This way you can customize the app. You can also mark the exercise as a favorite so that it appears more often. You can access the app instructions and the language, program package, and reminder settings at any time via the menu on the left. In addition, you will also find emergency numbers here in case you are in an acute crisis. If you are in a crisis, the app alone is not sufficient. At the very bottom, via the button About Us, you can learn about the researchers who developed and translated the app. By the way, we do not store any of your personal data. Protecting your data is our highest priority. So now you can start with the app. Get started right away.
Cool. So that is Cogito. Sorry. So Cogito is, sorry, apologies for that. Let me sip my coffee to calm that down. Nice. Okay. So you've seen how you can use Cogito, and I hope by that I've given you an idea how you can also work on a mentor app and make sure that that mentor app works for us. Okay, make sure you give numbers, emergency numbers that works. Okay, here in Kenya, I'm not very sure 911 works. Don't try that. It might not work, but you can tell us. I don't know. How many have ever tried 911 in Kenya? I'm not sure. If you've ever tried and it works, good for you. Okay, that's why we need you guys to create apps that relate with us. Okay, because if I call 911, like I'm using Cogito, and I call 911, it won't be effective. So you guys, you need to do a Kenyan app. Or maybe, I don't know, does 911 work in Nigeria or South Africa? Because I know I have runners from South Africa and from Nigeria. Oh, okay. Oh, Gospel has told me, nah. In Nigeria, it doesn't work. Okay. Uh, it doesn't work. So that's why you need to develop a mental health app that fits Nigerians. You get Chinero from Nigeria. Again, it doesn't work. Okay. You see? So you need to develop apps that work for your community. All right. Give the numbers, emergency numbers that work for your community. All right. Yes, that is it. Okay. Matthew Marangu from South Africa is telling me, nah, in South Africa, we use 112. You get? So there's a difference. If 911 doesn't work in South Africa, in South Africa, they work with 112. So you can develop a good app, a mentor partner uh, for South Africans, where they can be able to use 112 as the emergency contact. You get that? So that is basically, that is it. We want to use AI to enhance, to understand people's emotions, to be intelligent enough to understand that we need to access this app in different dimensions and to personalize our wants as people. Okay, so user experience is about seeing human in every user. That's the Ubuntu heart. Yes. And cool. So let's get to see AI software development integration, where AI fits your workflow. So as you can see, basically, it's more of how you apply AI to design, to code, and to test, and to deploy. So some good tools like GitHub Copilot act as your AI peer programmer, plus many others like Casa AI, yeah, Bot AI, and Dev. Yeah, they are very good. Debugging, Amazon Code Guru finds bugs in seconds. You can check for Amazon Code Guru after this. Make sure you look at it and how it works. Project management, you can have things like ClickUp that predicts task timeline. ClickUp is quite good and it's very popular. Yeah, ClickUp AI. Let me show you. I think I can show you ClickUp AI. ClickUp. So for ClickUp, you get to organize your task very easily. Yeah, ClickUp. ClickUp AI. ClickUp. Mm-hmm. Do I have anything ClickUp? Let me see how we can be able to utilize ClickUp. I guess I had an account with ClickUp and I still hope it's active, hopefully. ClickUp. ClickUp AI. Oh, nice. Uh-huh. Mm. And my browser is taking forever to open ClickUp AI and it should be very easy. It's not working. Okay, I hope I'm having problems accessing it on my end. Make sure you test it. It's a good app. I wanted to show you ClickUp. It's a very good app when it comes to task management and what have you. Especially in your organization, it works very good. ClickUp. Nice. Unfortunately, my ClickUp is not clicking for today. No problem. It's okay. So make sure you look at it. ClickUp AI is a good one as well. It helps you to really organize your work in terms of designing and tasks that you need to work out even in an organization very nicely. Cool. And maybe the wisdom behind it is that me versus me with AI is like a struggling dev versus a happy dev with AI sidekick. Nice. Uh-huh. That sounds nice. I hope you found it funny. Hopefully. Hopefully. Okay. Nice. So, yes, don't be the struggling dev. Mm, Be the happy dev. All right. Cool. That said, uh, let's check on AI security scanners. So I've already mentioned before, we use security scanners like Sync to make sure that your data is guarded. Okay. So it acts as your digital guardian. And this is how it works. It scans codes 24/7 to catch vulnerabilities. And yeah, tools like Sync, Sneak, and check marks spot threats faster than humans. Yeah, and the Ubuntu angle here is protecting communities, everyone's duty, and AI guards our shared village. All right. And I think I can be able to showcase check marks or somewhere. Let me see. Yeah, I can be able to check marks. Cool. Yes. Um, the ClickUp failed. I hope this one doesn't fail, hopefully. Yes. Yeah, this one has not failed. Cool. So checkmarks, as you can see, it's developed by Dell. It's very good. It helps you to like really work out solutions, and you can be able to improve your developer experience, and also you can also be able to um, analyze threats that are involved um, in your maybe project, and you can be able to work with it. And you see, as they boast in having been it's deployed by major companies like Dare, Adidas, Visa, Carlsberg, Ford. These are major companies in Europe, as well as America. Cool. So it's quite a good app. You can get a demo, and to get a demo, you have to register, actually. And make sure you get to be validated. Cool. That is very cool. Now, that said, we have secured the app. So once we secure the app, now we can develop. And maybe some of the real world AI solutions that are very successful is like Spotify. Spotify curates personalized playlists, like just a good musical family. It can be able to create a good playlist for you, okay, based on your choices. And I like more the ones Spotify chooses for me at times than the ones that I choose specifically. Yeah, I find them more intriguing. The same way, Microsoft is able to use AI to reduce Azure bugs by more than half. Yeah. And then healthcare apps, they integrate with AI for diagnosis of diseases from X-rays and maybe things like CT, that is CT, MRIs, and those types of graphical radiographies. They come in handy. That is, you use AI like to check what is the length of, maybe if it's you have a malignant cell, how is it working? How big is it? What's the dimension? How bad is it? AI is able to articulate that. Yes. Uh, those are some of the success stories. And yeah. Oh, AI helped to build this presentation. Good. Nice. Now you know. Okay. Yes. Huh? Oh, you thought I do struggle to create a presentations? No, I don't struggle to create presentations. I use AI. I always use AI to help me create uh, nice presentations that are good, and presentations that cover everything I want to say. Okay. Yes. So some of the challenges, it doesn't come in for free. The use of AI does not mean you won't experience challenges. Okay. So you will have some challenges, for example, bias in AI. Cool. Yes. Diverse teams need to train inclusive models. What do you mean by bias, for example? Um, as you can see, those guys, they are very ready for everything. Okay. I wanted an African GIF that can do that, but it was very hard to find one or even to make one within a short time, you get? Yes, so that is it. So basically, that is how bias comes in, you get? So you need to like train an AI to find a GIF or to model GIFs using like maybe different colored faces and people, you get? So bias is there because AI relies on who gave the data or where was different data source. So if your data source is not very good, then AI, remember AI is just an app, so is a tool. So we say garbage in, garbage out. So that is Jigo. The Jigo works for computing. It's the same. So if your data is biased, it will also give biased what? Biased output. Okay. Over reliance on AI. So at times you find that people cannot work if AI is not available. Now that should not be the aspect. I can still create a good and a wow presentation without AI. I can still do it. Okay. Yes. That is if in case I'm somewhere I cannot access AI. Okay. Cool. But so you should have what we call in Ubuntu Bordeaux. You should have a Bordeaux. okay? But the mutual respect. That is, you utilize AI to do maybe the recursive tasks, and for you, you make sure you customize, all right? Where I use the AI maybe to help me develop the presentation, it's me who came up with everything I needed for the presentation. AI didn't do everything. AI just helps me to organize the content. And for me, I'm the one who makes sure that I customize the content to be what it is. Cool. So the same way as a developer, you need to make sure that it's okay, you are using AI, but after AI gives you the content or it helps you develop the content, customize that AI content to fit your context. Okay. Yes. So also AI comes with a lot of data privacy issues, whereby you have to build policies for you to be able to cap that. You need to come up with good policies that address that whatever AI tool you are using does not go leaking the data, maybe personalized data. Say, for example, you are developing mentor or a health app. So you need data confidentiality for patients, okay? Or maybe you are doing a financial app. I don't want to go and Google myself and find myself that because I've subscribed to your app that is maybe a debt management app, it goes like spilling my data all over on the internet. You get? Yes, I want that security. Data privacy is key. All right. And when it comes to cost, at times, like I've shown you, most of the good tools that you want to see and then that you want to use, they are at times they come in costly. So there is a cost to be incurred, but you don't have to worry about it. We have got open source models, tools like the Hugging Face tools. Most of them, the Hugging Face is open source, and it gives you tools that are open source, that are purely free, for free, okay? Yes, so with Ubuntu, we are able to navigate challenges as one. Yes, who can beat us? Tell them to come. Tell them to come, and they will see fire. All right, nice. And I think with that, we are done. So basically, for the presentation part, yes, so good. Yeah. Any queries, questions? If you have a question, I have 2 questions. Then I give JS Daddy to do the demos. If you have a query, you can raise your hand. Yeah, any query, you can raise your hand. If you're like that guy who is liking, how does this work? Nice. Good. Maybe you can tell me, how was the presentation? I hope you enjoyed it, hopefully. Hopefully. Yes. So if there are no queries, I don't see any raised hands. So I am okay. It means that maybe you understood and it was easy. Cool. JS Daddy, take over. Take over the demo. Take us through the demo. Then that will be good.
All right. Thank you, Chakin. I hope you guys have learned something, some of these tools that we use on our daily basis. So make sure that you, on your daily basis, you try your best to use AI tools. I would be surprised if by now I find someone who's not using these kind of AI tools like the Casa, the Copilot, the Claude AI. I would be surprised a lot to find you guys are doing the hard coding part. So in coding, just before I do the demo, in coding, most of us, what we do, first we research on the logic side. For example, personally, I do a lot of cloud computing. And in cloud computing, when you're talking about cloud computing, you're talking about the backend and data storage. So mostly in software, what I do personally, I find the logic of the app. How do I want my data to be stored? What kind of data do I want to store? What is the system flow? Now, once I understand that, and once I understand how databases work, how servers work, and the rest, then that means there's no need for me to keep on hard coding. I can just use Casa, I can just use Claude AI, then I work around my application. So don't tire yourself, just understand the logics of your systems, then use AI for that case. So let me just do demo. So we are going to do, we have a series of demo. As usual, we are going to have two. We are going to have two. I'm going to show you how you set up. Then after that, after I show you how you set up, then the rest, we are just simulating the same logic. So it's nothing hard. It should not worry you guys. So these examples, we have them on the LMS. I'm going to show you how you use different examples, that is week 4 in the LMS. So I'm going to show you the examples that I'm going to work on. So this one is too easy. I just upload the data, then you see the output. Then I will explain what the code is doing. Then we have this, I will demo this. We are going to code this. Of course, this one. We are going to code this and explain what the code is doing. Then the most interesting one, in case you want to use ChatGPT Open API for developers, I'm also going to show you this example. So get ready for these two awesome examples. So these two examples. But before we start, as usual, make sure that you have your Google Colab open, ready to learn. Make sure that you have your Google Colab open. And of course, in case you want to try something new, personally, I use a lot of Casa. You see here, Casa is here, doing the magic for me. So doing the magic for me and fixing the code. So depends with which tool you want to use. Yeah, it's open. Just use any tool of your choice, as long as it can help you and it's easy for you to use. So let's get into our first example and get the scenario. So whatever presentation Jakin did, all the notes are here in the LMS. It just summarized everything in the LMS week 4. So there's nothing new. So whatever I'll be doing is just the demo. It's just the demo. Just see why AI for software engineering. Jakin has already covered that. Most of the logics, Jakin has covered that. So mine is just to cover the examples. So let's see our first example and what we want to achieve. Or we can run through all the examples, then we select a few. So the first example with whatever we have covered today is predicting bugs prone module or bug prone modules. So what is the scenario in which we want to do? You want to have a matrix, or you have metrics like lines of code, the number of lines of code, cyclomatic complexity, and chance. We are going to see what these are. So for each file, you want a machine learning model to flag files likely to contain bugs. Let's explain what this is doing. Jakin already explained. Let's assume that we are working on a project. And in this project, we have different files, right? This file works correctly. Fine, with no error. Another example, another file has some few bugs. Another file is okay. Some file has some few bugs. Now, what we want to do here, remember that we are using some few modules and the rest. We want to make sure that we test our code, or we predict which file, or we flag which files has some errors or some bugs. So this code is exactly doing that. So this code is exactly doing that. So for example, here we have the metric, the repo metric CSV. Let's assume that we have some file, some CSV file with our code base. So this CSV file contains all different files. So here we check which file has some errors, which file do not qualify. So basically this code is doing exactly that. But we are not going to check at this example. This example, once you debug the way we did last week, then this example is very easy to understand. Just a quick rundown so that we focus on our main example. Of course, we use pandas. We use the sklearn. Then we select the modules, not the modules, but the model. We select the model. Of course, we are checking the linear model for logistic regression. Then we have the metric. Okay. Then right here, we import our files. And remember our files? This is the CSV file. We are going to show you this, don't worry. Then after that, we split the features, the logs, the complexity, and the chance. Then we find the code that has some bugs. So you remember last week what we said when you see X and Y. In your mind before we interpret now to code, remember that we used the X and Y axis, just like drawing a simple graph. First, just put that in your mind, X and Y axis. It's like plotting a graph of Y against X axis. We are going to get back to the code and see now how do we apply that. Remember when we said in machine learning and AI, we have two different kinds of data set in one data set. We have the X train, the data that we train with, and the X test. For example, I said we have the data that we have to train. That is our data that we want to get the output. And we have the data that we are comparing against. Have that in mind. Then we are going to get back to the example. Then basically we do that. We split the X train, the X test, Y train, and Y test. So we have a graph. In the Y axis, we have the Y train and Y test. In the X axis, we have the X train and the X test. Just hold on that. Then this, we assign it to the train test split. Where is our train test split coming from? Remember we imported this module, that is in model selection. We took the train test split module that has been implemented in this model. So it's nothing new, you already have it here. So after that, we split our data. So this is not our main example. I just want to show you some of the examples. Then step number 5 is the model training and the model fitting. Of course, we are going to use the logistic regression model. Then we fit our model. That is the simple regression, logistic regression. Then of course, here is just testing the evaluation. In evaluating, we create a variable, then we predict our model against the X test. So this is not our main example. So you can read all the descriptions here, then you'll get the concept. So I just want us to focus on this example. This is our main example for today. So example number 2, automated code summarization. Automated code summarization. So what are we doing here? So your team struggles writing up-to-date docs. What are docs? What is a documentation? For example, your team is struggling writing up code documentation. For example, let me just give you a good example of code documentation. Let's say I'm creating this app. Let me show you. This is my repo. And this repo, I want to create a documentation. As you can see, this is a small documentation. I'm struggling. Personally, I'm struggling writing these docs. Why? Because I have a lot of tasks. Maybe I have a lot of tasks to do, so I don't have time to create this documentation, or it's hard for me to create this document. You see, either instance. So let's assume that you are also struggling doing the same. So we use a transformer to generate function summaries. For example, in case I just want to summarize the whole code and everything. So this is our main example. This example, I've copied it here to in our Google Colab. So in our Google Colab, here is our example. So I want now to explain this example with that context. Now, this example focuses on code summarization. There are several things that we need to set up, don't worry, but we are going to go through. So we use we import different modules. So we have this module that is the transformers. So from transformers, import auto tokenizer, then the auto model for sequential LM. So we import these modules first of all. That's our first step. Then step number 1, we load the pre-trained code summarization model. So we have a model that is pre-trained to do code summarization. So where are we getting this model from? Remember, we imported it here from this transformer, right? So we create a tokenizer variable. Then we use the auto tokenizer dot from the pre-trained model, right? I showed you. So this is a built-in. This is a built-in set. So what did I mean by this? Last week we gave it a good example. Like, we go into the academy or into your LMS. We gave it a good example. Like, this is the general LMS, right? Then we assume this is the tokenizer, right? The auto tokenizer is like going to the auto tokenizer, then dot from pre-trained models. So in real world scenario, this is what happens. We go to the LMS, the auto tokenizer, then we go to a list of courses, right? Then we get the particular model that we want. It's just like doing the route folder, the route or the folder routing. In other words, it can look like this, in case you are wondering. In other cases, it can look like this. Let me just show you. Let me just show you with files. With files, desktop. Let me go to PLP codes. Feb 2025. Now, here it's like we go to the module, general module, the transformer. Then we go inside, we have specialization. So inside specialization is just like, this is our example, it's just like the auto tokenizer. Then inside the auto tokenizer, we have a list of things. So we get there from pre-trained. It's just like from there, we go inside and get the README file. The same logic, the same concept. Go to auto tokenizer, then from pre-trained. And what data are we getting? The Salesforce data, just like this. The tokenizer, right? Then we import the model as well. Create a variable model. Then the auto model folder, inside that folder, we import the pre-trained data set or the pre-trained model. So we use the Salesforce slash this model. The same logic. We go to where? we go to maybe specialization, then inside specialization, we go to eq4/index. As simple as that. Then once we import all the necessary things that we need, now we can use the example function to summarize. Example, we have our code. We declare a variable with our code. In this code here, we pass the function to calculate the tax. So this we have the income, and then we have the threshold. We are going to explain, don't worry. So here, this one is just a comment. So we calculate the tax odd. So that is 0% up to the threshold, up to the threshold. So we want to just scan and then we shall explain the example. Don't worry, we are going to do as usual. So this one, of course, it's a line function, not a line function, but line comment. So here, we do basically that. So this one is just a comment, and this is another comment. So if income is less than or equal to the threshold, return 0. So return income, return the income minus the threshold. Then, of course, remember that 20% deficit or error rate we gave, of course, we assign it here. So this is what it's doing. So we calculate the task odd, that is 0% up to the threshold, comma, the 20% above threshold. So what are we saying here? The threshold, let's now go back to mathematical terms. Remember when we are saying here, calculating the task odd from 0% to threshold. This can be 0% to the maximum that should be odd. It's just like a range from 0 to the threshold in mathematical terms. Then we are going to get back into computing and understand now what these threshold means once we summarize our code. The next step after we calculate the tax odd, the next step is to tokenize or wrap the code in a prompt. So we create a variable input, we use the tokenizer, then of course here we pass our code here. So this is just our inputs, that is the code. So we summarize the code and we return the tensors. Okay. Now with that, now we can generate the summary tokens. So the summary ID is equals to the model.generate. So we pass all our inputs, then the maximum length, that should be 50. Maximum length of our inputs should be 50. Maximum should be 50. Then after that, we decode to text. We decode to text. Remember, these are just tokens. Now we decode this one to text. Decoding is just like printing out the output here. We want to print out the output because we can't print it in machine language. Now we have to transform that into text. Now you want to transform that into text that humans can understand. So what are we printing out as the output? We print out we want to decode the text. Remember, this is still in machine language, that is the model.generate, the tokens, blah, blah, blah. So we want to transform these tokens into a normal text that we can understand. We use the tokenizer.decode. Then, what do we want to decode? We want to decode the summary IDs that we have transformed into tokens, or that we have generated the summary tokens. So the tokens, we want to decode them. Then we can skip the spatial tokens. Then to skip the spatial tokens, we set that one to true. Now let's go back to our code and re-explain now because we have the overview. And this example is already in the LMS in case you are wondering where I'm getting my example from. So let's re-explain. From transformers, import the auto tokenizer and the auto model. Then we use or we tokenize that. Then after tokenizing that, we call our model, and our model, we are using that model, right? Then we create the example function to summarize. So what is it summarizing? Summarizing our code. So it's just calculating this. This one is a comment. This is a line comment, in case you're wondering. Here, calculate the tax. Why am I confusing the tax and task? Calculates tax odd, that is from 0% up to the threshold. Then, of course, we have 20% above threshold. So, as usual, that's what we are doing. Then over here, we pass out our inputs, that our code that we want to summarize. So our inputs here, we use the tokenizer, we tokenize our code, then we summarize the code, then we return the tensors. Then once we tokenize that, we generate our tokens here, or we generate our summary tokens. So the summary IDs, this is just a variable. Then we use the model dot generate to generate the tokens. So we pass all our inputs, then the maximum length of our inputs can be 50. Then, of course, because this is token, we can't understand what's going on here. We need now to decode that into a human language that we can understand. So we use the tokenizer dot decode. Then we pass the summary IDs. Then we skip the spatial tokens. And once we run this code, immediately it will print out this output. So in case you are wondering where this data is coming from, this is built in. That's why it's printing out the output. But we have an error here once we are running our code, and maybe you might have faced the error. So the error that I'm getting is the secret HF token not exist in your Colab secrets, in your Google Colab secrets. So what is the solution to this? To authenticate with Hugging Face, remember that we are using the Hugging Face example. So create a token in your settings tab, in your Hugging Face. So here, you'll be able to reuse this secret all in your notebooks. So once we create that token, that authentication, we are going to be using it. So also remember, please note this, not that the authentication is recommended, but still optional to access public models, just like this. And then we pass our token. So this is the output. So in case you want to get this authentication, just go to this link, the Hugging Face. Let me share this link. I want to share this link. Just go to your Hugging Face. Just go to Hugging Face. I've shared the link and it will take you here, Hugging Face, this particular page here. So once you go here, of course, if you don't have an account, you'll be required to create an account. Then over there, you can create your access tokens. You'll see these access tokens. To create these access tokens are very simple. You just create new token. Then you can fill all the necessary details in your token. In this token here, you can design what kind of token do you want to use? The fine-grained, the read token, the write token, and all that. So I can use the fine-grained token because I want to do everything here. I just want to do some multiple tasks. I don't want to create a token for one purpose. I just want to use a multi-purpose token. So what I do here, you can just specify the permissions in which you want your token to do. So in case you want to know what permissions are, read this error. So remember this error said, please note that the authentication is recommended, but still optional to access the model datasets. That's not the example one. So once you add this token, this is what I wanted here. You'll be able to reuse this secret in all your notebooks. Every time you don't need to be using these, you don't need to be specifying which secret. So once you add this secret or this token ID, that you'll create, I have already created mine, you'll be able to use it entirely in your Google Colab. You don't need to set it up every single time. So once you create that token, you'll find it here. I just want to copy this token. And I think I had copied this token, so let me just update here in my new secret name. I can call it, let me just give it the exact name. I gave it here. Then you pass your secret here. The secret here is, let me find it out. Fortunately, I can't find it out. So let me just figure out. Let me just create a new token and show you. Let me just call it G_collab. The one I'm using in my Google Colab. I can read through these settings. In case I wanted to use it for future, I can just give it some permissions. Then I can create that token. I can copy that token ID. I can copy this token ID. Then I'll come back here and add that particular token. Add this particular token just like this. Notebook access. There we go. I've added that particular token right here. So that one should be working perfectly now. So let me run the code. Let me run the code again and see. Let's see if we get any error. Let's see if we get any error. This one seems not to have loaded. It's not working yet. Let it finish first.
Evans, your thing is good. It's only that you had not reloaded the page, the Corab page. You get?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How good? Yeah.
Okay, let me just reload the page. Run the cell. Yeah, it's working. Oh wow, awesome. Yeah, here we have the output. That was too fast. So once I run this code, there you go. 1 second. There you go. We have our output right there. As you can see, working perfectly as intended. So we have 0 errors now. So we have fixed that. So I said you just go to Hugging Face, this Hugging Face, create an account if you don't have. So, and note that we are going to be using Hugging Face a lot later. So you create your token. In this token, you can design what kind of token do you want, fine-grained, or the one that does read only, something like that. So I just want to use a multi-purpose one that I can later use in my projects. I can later use in my projects. Then I just come here in Google Colab. I click this key. See these keys here. This key. I click this key. Then I can add my new secret. My new secret. So once you add your new secret, add the secret name, then add the secret ID here. That is the token ID. Then with that, it will automatically fix this. So whenever I create anything with Hugging Face that will ever require for me to use that token, as long as I'm in this account, Google Colab, it will create with no problems. It will work with 0 problems. And that's our first example, and it's working perfectly. That's our first example, and it's working correctly.
Good work, Evans. Maybe just to explain to a few guys who are asking what is tokenization or what's a tokenizer. Okay, the concept behind tokenization is NLP. Remember, we learned something about types of technologies that work with AI. One of the technologies, NLP, that is natural language processing, whereby you expect when you speak to a computer, it understands. Okay, so for example, for that program, we expect that if we key in a user, that user will understand. We key in a user and their payment. Their payment is maybe over 35,000. They should be taxed 20%. And if below, no tax applies. You get? So computers don't understand natural language. Okay, so computers basically understand numbers. So a tokenizer is a way of like splitting a chunk of words. Like when you say hello, then a tokenizer will split hello into like a chunk of small units, like HELLO, you get? Whereby a computer can assign every letter some numerical value, and then it will be able to work with it. Okay, so that's how basically tokenization works. Breaking down raw text into smaller units. And those units that you break raw text into, they are what we call tokens. I hope that's clear. Yes. Thank you. Continue, Evans.
Okay, thank you, Chakin. So the other example that I want to show you is a very simple example using ChatGPT. Where is the notes? Okay. Using this OpenAI API key. So using this OpenAI API key. So what is the goal? Generating unit tests with language model. Unit tests with language model. So you want to auto-generate PyTests for new features. Now let's assume that you have created an application and you want to test some few features. So we create tests. Some create unit tests, others create PyTests, depending on the language that you are using. So in case you want to test your application before it goes up, or clients or users start using or interacting with those kind of features, we can use OpenAI to generate these kind of features. So the same way that we have set up this Hugging Face access token. So you can go to platform.openai / API keys, then you create your API key. Let me just share the link as well. Let me share the link as well. So you can go to platform.openai.com/API key. So this one here is not the ChatGPT that we interact with. It's not this ChatGPT. It's not this ChatGPT. This is the interface. For developers, in case you want to use the ChatGPT or the OpenAI API keys, you go to platform.openai.com/API key or to this dashboard here. Then you create your secret key. That is creating your secret key. So creating your secret key is very simple, very simple. Just type the secret name or the API key name, then you create. It will automatically create this API key. It's very simple. It's very simple. But make sure that you create an account first. And if it asks you to build, just click skip for now, then you continue. Skip it for now. If it asks you to confirm your payment, skip for now. Then I think we are going to give you an API. We have an API key that has been paid for PLP for testing. We are going to share the API key. You are going to find it somewhere in the LMS. I'm going to upload it here. I have it. I have the API key, the paid API key. So where is it? Where is it? Where is it? OpenAI. You just create API key. In case you want to create your own, then you create the secret key, or the secret API key. So let's explain the code. So in that case, I used my cursor. I just wanted to do some few stuff. So let me explain what it's doing here. So we import this module that is OpenAI. And how do you install OpenAI? It's very simple. The guidelines are here on the LMS. Where is the LMS? The guidelines are here on the LMS. It should be somewhere here. I think you have not added, but anyway, we are going to add. It's just simple like pip install open. It is the module name. Let me minimize this. OpenAI. The module name is OpenAI. We just do pip install OpenAI to install this OpenAI module. Okay. So in case you want to install it, or your machine tells you that this module is not found or is not defined, yeah, that's how you install it. So here we create an OpenAI API key. That's where we pass our API key, and your API key will be looking like this. So just ignore my API key. I'm going to reset it. So after you call this API key here, then you can pass a variable that we are going to call a client, where we are going to actually pass this API key. So we are going to pass OpenAI dot OpenAI. Then we pass the API key that we had here. So basically this is for creating tests, that is PyTests. So how do we generate a test? Generating a test is very simple. We define a function that will generate tests. So you are going to pass the code snippet here. So this code here is basically doing what? Send the code to Codex to ask for PyTests. So basically that's what we want to pass. So our prompt that will be automatically prompted, for example, will be write a PyTest for this code, and the code will be the code snippet. Then we pass the test. This another scenario can be, in case you want to see that, another scenario can be, let me show you the files. Let's assume I'm here. This is my code. It's basically telling that create, it's just like copying this entire code. It's just like passing this entire code, putting it here in ChatGPT, and prompting it to create a unit test. Not a unit test, but PyTest for the code above. You see, for the code above. But instead of doing this, you see, this is manual task. That's why we are creating this automation here. Doing what? It's an automatic. Write a PyTest for this code snippet. The code snippet is the example of the code snippet that we gave. So the response that you are going to get, you are going to pass the client.completions.create. Completions can be, in case you want to understand what are completions will be, let's say that I've submitted this. Then it will go to the ChatGPT, then it will fetch the output and give me this kind of completion. So this is the get and get the output. So get the completions, right? So in these completions, we want to specify which model of ChatGPT do we want to use. You want to use GPT 3.5 Turbo. We have GPT 4.1, whatever model that you choose. So you want to use this free model that is 3.5. The type of prompt, the prompt that we are passing here is this prompt here. So this prompt here can be the same as, instead of writing this prompt here, we write what? Prompt here. It's the same logic, but we don't want to write our prompt here. So basically we write our prompt right here, then we call it here. The maximum tokens, we don't want it to overuse our tokens. So we pass 200, then we pass the temperature, then we pass the end, then we pass the stop. The stops are at the end, all right? So we pass our details here. In our response, make sure that you include all these. So once it goes to the model, then checks our prompts, checks our code snippet, and gets the completion. Now we want to return the output. Okay, so we return the response dot choices. We return the first choice, then we return it into a form of text. Remember, this can either be a token or can be an unarranged zeros and ones, so we want to transform it to text. Then, of course, we pass a sample of the unit test here, the PyTest. So this is just a sample of the PyTest. So it should return something similar to this. Return a function that is doing this and this. So right there, now we can, remember this is the sample that we want to get the output. And when you check at this example output, is similar to this example output that we got right here. It's just similar. So follow the same procedure and create the sample output. So we generate the test. So we call the function this generate test. And this function, we pass the sample of the test that it should provide. So we pass the sample of the test that it should provide. Very simple as that. Now in here, how do we run this code? Very simple. In case you are using the VS Code, you'll have the run button somewhere here. I'm not using the VS Code. I did not have that extension. So I can basically run my code. How do I run my code? I just type Python. Then the name of the file, index.py. Index.py. Then it can generate a sample test. So it's trying. Once you see it's loading, it's actually going to ChatGPT and it's realizing, yeah, everything is cool. But in that problem, in that same case, it tells us the final error that we get is error message, you have exceeded your quota. I've exceeded my tokens, my free tokens. I've exceeded my free tokens. I was testing this. I exceeded my tokens. So if I did not exceed my tokens, then it should have printed out a valid output. Should have printed out a valid output. All these other errors have been caused by this. ChatGPT is not able to read whatever I've done because I've exceeded my limits. But we are going to share the real API key that has been paid. So once I get the API key, we already have it, so you don't have to worry. I just have to get it. Then I will add it here on the LMS, somewhere here on the LMS on this example. Then you'll be able to use it. Of course, we are going to limit the number of prompts per person. So yeah, just use it carefully and wisely. And that is our second and final example for the day. So the other examples basically emulate the same procedure and the same examples and the same examples. So yeah, that's our examples. How many prompts will be allowed? So we are going to limit the number of tokens each person should use so that we have as many people using this API. You have already paid for it, you don't have to worry. Yeah, that's it for today. So the other examples, in case you want to see the other examples that we are going to cover, we are going to cover them in the evening session for the other examples. That's it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, JS Daddy. That was pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. You should clap for JS Daddy. That was amazing. That was amazing. You can always check the recording. If there's a bit you didn't get, you can always go for the recording. It will be posted during the course of the day. Check the recording. Make sure you are able to follow through and make sure you're good. Okay, you have to be good in this. Okay, remember you are a developer and you don't have any other option better other than working with these technologies that you guys know. So that's very good. Let me check for a few guys. I can see Gospel Arians, your hands is up. You are allowed to talk.
Good morning, Sir Chakin. Good morning, Evans.
Morning, Gospel.
This opportunity. The class was actually very great. Although I have two questions. Number one is, how do we get the API key from the one that Ivan just spoke about. And number two is, how do we apply the models that we train in projects? Like when I was developing with Lovable.ai during the weekend, it had to convert um my chatbot that I created with Python, which was not deployed to a web interface. I had to convert it to JavaScript, and I don't think that was authentic, but it just did what it did. So I want to ask, how can we apply these um, Python models that we create in projects?
Okay, thank you. So, one, the OpenAI API will be shared on the RMS, and there'll be a description of how many of the limit of the number of prompts you can make. Cool. It's paid for. Remember, we said there is always cost that is involved when you are using AI. Remember, we said that. So that's why the issue is that way. But PRP has paid for you, no problem. So that will be shared shortly after this. Then the application. Say, for example, you are using a vibe coding and you are using a product like Lovable.ai, and you want to employ an API key. Okay. First, you have the reason now why you are getting this knowledge. Now that you know how to integrate like an API key, so you can put it as part of your prompt. That for the chatbot I want to create, I want an OpenAI, a chatbot that can interact with OpenAI, you get, and use this key. You get, so Lovable can be able to integrate that, you get, or any other tool like Bot AI, they can be able to do that. Cool. So that is how you can be able to work it out, just like the way you can code it on your by yourself, and it can also work out. You get? So the tools that you use, they understand the same way, the same structure of coding you use, the same structure even Lovable or Botnew will use to write your code. You get that?
Yes, I do. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
But I want to ask if I can ask one more question.
Yes.
Okay, so while I was
It's kinda you're muted.
okay, so while I used or tried out OpenAI, my chatbot in the Lovable project was still responding with it was still responding in an erroneous value. It was not responding with real insights. And I just wondered, I don't know why, but I got the OpenAI API key, but I don't know if it's worked properly. I don't know if you understand my question.
I get you. So what you do after your code is generated by Lovable, remember I said it's you now. It's human plus AI. Don't expect that AI will just work the magic, okay? So get into depths of every line of code. Check whether AI have done things as per expectation. You could have found that the AI tools are not perfect. You get it? So you could have found that it's in the coding that there was an error of how the coding process have been done. You get that?
Yes, I do. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you. Gladys Zioka, you are allowed to talk.
Hello.
Hello.
First, have to admit that there's a lot to learn. And about the project, about the chatbot project, where can I get it? Is it in the LMS?
No,
Then that
it's
you're
not in the
supposed to.
RMS.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not in the RMS, it is on the group AI, our group for AI for software engineering and announcements. You'll get it there.
And do you mind resending it?
No problem. You
Okay.
can listen it after this.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Welcome. Okay, thank you so much. That is all we had for you this morning. Now, when it comes to this week's assignment, let me check just to see. You should get by tomorrow. You'll have the feedback. Readers, all leaders. By tomorrow, you'll have the feedback for all your week one, and week one. So expect the week one reviews by tomorrow. Most of you done well. I would have to say, admit that you've done fantastic job. Yeah, except that a few did not get the points for collaboration because you find somebody just submitted a repo and there are no collaborations. You see, when you submit a repo and you're the group reader, I accept there to be a list of 4 other collaborators. You get? Yeah, so because your group is made of 5 people, so if there are no, I can't see that, you won't get marks for that. But then I will give you the results. You'll be able to work around them so you see how you can improve future assignments. Okay, that's cool. Allow me to share my screen. Okay, so boop, boop, boop. So for these weeks, just want to check on the assignment part. I hope hopefully I've done this week. I hope by I've done this week, I've unlocked this week assignment, hopefully. Yes. Okay, let's see. So you guys, you're supposed to be very careful on how you do the assignment because this assignment will really matter on your final grading. Yeah, as you can see, we are even reviewing them. So yeah, they will matter. How you handle the assignments is really key. Okay. Yes. Oh, it's telling me to unlock. I hope I don't have us. Good. Okay, so there is a quiz. No, that one might not help. Let me try my other account so that I can be able to see what you should use. Okay, so for this, make sure that your assignments are well curated and make sure that you can be able to do all the requirements. The key thing, meet all the requirements because that's what we use to grade the assignment. Yeah. So for example, I can see here that you're told the objectives and submission guidelines. There should be a code where commented scripts, notebooks shared on GitHub, report, a PDF with answers, screenshots, and reflections. You see that? So that is expected. And a presentation, a 3-minute video demo of your API AI implementation. So don't forget this. So make sure you look at those 3 aspects as you're submitting your assignment for this week, week 4. And actually even the grading rubric is always stipulated there, how every part of the rubric will be graded. Okay. Yes. So basically that's it. So make sure you adhere to the instructions. Every instruction matters when it comes to assignment. So take it very serious. Okay. Yes. So thank you for that. See you in the evening class. Thank you.